Come in.
Hey, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good to see you. Thanks
Yeah,
for
good to see
meeting
you
me.
again. No problem.
That Dogs game was awesome.
I know, right? That
So much
tailgate
fun.
was so much fun.
Yeah.
We need to do another alumni event like that.
Yeah, it's so great that Jerry introduced us and that we can get the ball rolling here.
I know. I'm excited to talk about Salesforce and see how you can help Yeti. And I'm looking forward to this meeting.
Yeah, I'm excited. So here's my business card.
Okay.
It has my phone number and my personal email.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, send me any questions, or you can call me to my personal phone.
Okay, awesome. Definitely will.
So if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started.
Yeah, let's
Here, I have the copy of what exactly we're going to be talking about today. You can look that over. It's just some questions that I have and some information that I want to get from you so that we can figure out if Salesforce is the best option for you.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, perfect. You ready?
Yeah,
we
let's
can go ahead and start. So here is a copy of that, actually.
Okay.
And that will be my copy so we can look at. Perfect.
Thank you very much.
So from what I understand, Yeti has been growing a lot.
Yeah, we've been experiencing tremendous growth, honestly, and it's been great. It's one of those things where, as a company, you always want to keep on growing and expanding. The only problem with that is because of the increase in sales volume, our systems haven't really been able to keep up with, the progress that we've been making. So, we're just kind of looking for something that's going to be beneficial to us and make things more efficient.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I mean, going up to $485 million in revenue and having 350 employees, from 2006, that's a huge growth, for sure.
Yeah, we've been booming, and, it's, like I said, been great, but a lot to keep up with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So we can go ahead and start with the questions here.
Okay.
What does your current selling process look like? I know you said that, you've outgrown it pretty much, but what does that current system look like?
Well, to be honest, it's a little outdated. Our reps are still using these clunky old devices whenever they're going to meet with people to enter in data. And it's just kind of slow. Doesn't always look great because it's kind of outdated. And, we're trying to be this new, sleek company, and we're still using this old device to enter in sales and stuff. And, we're looking for something to show that we're still on top of the game and, we're progressing as a company and trying to keep up with the latest tech and so that we can meet our clients' needs.
Yes, for sure. I'm sure that the aesthetic of a clumsy device is just not really appealing to the customer.
Yeah, it doesn't always look great, and to be honest, it's not that reliable either. It tends to break down from time to time, so kind of wasting some time because we're calling our sales team saying, "Can you fix this?" And then, customers we don't like wasting their time, and they don't like wasting their own time having us fix our own devices whenever we're trying to sell them something.
Yeah. How much time would you estimate that waste per week, would you say?
Per week?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, probably about 10 to 15 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gotten a little extensive, just spending time calling the tech team.
Yeah. Wow. So that affects your customers a lot in the way that you're losing, a lot of time with.
It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating for sure, and sometimes just embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah. So, do you have any other issues with the current order entry process? After you make the sale and then coming to the system here.
Unfortunately, yeah, because we have kind of two systems going. One where we're entering in all these sales. That's the first system, and that's not even always the best way to analyze growth. It's not the most intuitive program.
Yeah.
And then secondly, because we're not using one system, we're wasting time going back and forth. The second system is used to kind of keep up with clients and that stuff. And then aside from just the sales aspect, if that makes sense.
Wow. Would you say that there is a loss of sales due to all these processes and all the issues with the separate processes and all the time wasted?
Yeah, it's kind of been an issue. We've probably lost about 8% of sales in the past year.
Wow.
It's hurt me to see that, because I know that Yeti, we can be this great company, but we're just not having the tools to get us there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so with the current revenue that you're having, which is over $450 million, that's a loss of about $40 million per year.
Yeah, it's
more.
It's somewhere around there, and we can't sustain that level of loss year after year if we want to be a profitable company.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not going to work.
Yes, no, that is not going to work. So since you have so many sales, it's hard to keep up with the current system.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm understanding with what you're telling me. Just because of an outdated system, you have separate systems, one to analyze and to do everything. So, does the current system analyze performance, like the increase in sales or decrease in sales, any issues?
I mean, it does to a certain degree, but the system sometimes crashes and stuff like that, and then, like I said, we have to go back and forth.
Mm-hmm. So,
yes, it does on a certain level, but overall, it's just not keeping up with our needs as a whole, and because of that, we're just wasting a lot of time, which is one of the most important factors for us, because the more time wasted, we're not spending time out building these relationships with our clients, which we need to be doing,
mm-hmm.
and we're not expanding.
Yes, you're not expanding at the rate that you could be expanding, even though you're already expanding so much, and that's why we're meeting.
Exactly.
Of the frustration of growing so much.
It's difficult time to time because, like you said, we're trying to expand, meet new people, sell our product, but because of our system, we're not.
Yeah. So what would change if you could access that data quickly and easily, if you could analyze it?
Well, definitely an increase of productivity, probably enhanced communication between people too, because everyone's having to fact check themselves and then other people within Yeti. So the increase in time is, like I said, the biggest factor, and it just makes our lives easier. We don't have to do the math ourselves. If we could have a program that would kind of keep up with it for us,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And would you say that would lead to even better decisions?
I think it definitely would. It would have to, because we'd have more clarity and the numbers wouldn't be all messy.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't continue with the current system we have. At the end of the day, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, and as you said, that people have to fact check themselves, so there's not a lot of communication
mm-hmm.
between the departments. That's what I understand from that.
Well, there's communication, but it's a little messy.
It's a little messy.
Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. What is the current way of communicating in the company?
A lot of phone calls and a lot of emails,
mm-hmm.
going back and forth. And like I said, we're fact checking each other, but whenever you're sending upwards to 100 emails a day whenever you're sending up to 100 emails a day and you have two separate systems, that's one thing. If I was doing 100 emails a day on one system,
mm-hmm.
that'd be a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm almost sending 200 because I'm going back and forth, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
No, that is really sounds just like a lot of chaos and very hectic with the separate systems and with everything like that. So how can having a simple and central way of communicating within the departments benefit Yeti?
Well, it would just be less clutter, ease of keeping track of things, and probably lead to better relationships with our clients because we're being more efficient. We have more time, and we can make sure that we're providing the best possible product to them.
Yeah.
And being the most efficient company we can. We have over 450 million in growth, but we're losing right now, and we need to reverse the tide.
Yes, for sure. And from what you've told me, it seems like Salesforce would definitely be a great option. I know that there's so many systems out there, and we want to really provide the best for you, mm-hmm. so that you can get better, so that you can grow in a healthy way and just keep on expanding, because Yeti has amazing products, and the company really deserves all of the success that it's had.
I will say, from what we talked about at the tailgate, from the features that you had previously mentioned, it does seem like it could be beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can definitely take a look at it in a little bit, but I just want to get an overview, once again, just summarize what you told me.
Okay.
So it seems like you really want to have an updated system for the sales team, for the salespeople, not clunky devices. You want to have something sleek and something that can keep up with all the growth, all the sales, and all the customers.
Absolutely.
Also, you want a single point to store all the information and all the history, so it doesn't get messy, and so there's not a lot of chaos.
That is probably the number one priority right now, honestly.
Okay. And finally, just the communication within all the departments, so that you guys can collaborate and you can really get the most out of, what everybody brings to the table.
Exactly. I mean, that's it, basically. That's what we're looking for, and we need a program that's going to do all three of those, because, I mean, what we have hit some of those, but we need something that is going to, holistically cover what we're trying to do.
Yeah, for sure. And before we get onto showing you what Salesforce can do, let me tell you a success story that we've had. It's with a company very similar to the issues that they were having as Yeti. It's very similar.
Okay.
It's actually called Power Tools. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I feel like I've heard of that before, but I'm really not familiar with, what they offer.
Yeah, well, they offer, tools to help. So, actually, after they got Salesforce, with their sales, with all the time that they've saved, with the new system, they save 7 minutes per order.
Wow.
Which is 18 hours per week.
I mean...
Per person.
I mean, that right there covers the loss of time that we're already experiencing. So, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty impressive number.
And they also had a 200% increase in new leads, because they had everything organized now in the new system. Everything was organized, so you can get new leads instead of trying to focus on just getting everything together. Also, 40% increase in new accounts, and 30% increase in product orders, just because they weren't spending all that time, calling the tech team. And I know that hurts, but I know that Yeti has pushed through all these issues.
I have to say, those are phenomenal numbers. Would you mind me asking how long that took for that to happen? Because we're looking for something that's going to be in a pretty quick time frame, because we need to turn this around fast.
That was actually in 18 months. It was a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, in a year and a half.
A 200% increase in leads in a year and a half?
It was a total 180 for the company, just because of the system. Just because it wasn't working anymore. What might have worked doesn't work anymore.
I would imagine they're still with Salesforce too.
Yes, they are with Salesforce, for sure, and continuing to grow. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to go over there on that side.
Okay.
So we can take a look and demo the Salesforce. Okay. So Salesforce is set up kind of like a social media sort of program, because everything is set up into apps, and you click here on the app launcher.
Okay.
So you can see the different areas that Salesforce can help you with. For example, marketing. Also with sales, you can manage your sales all in one place. On the home screen, you can analyze that data of the performance. You can do quarterly performance, or you can do a week performance. You can see the increase or decrease. So you can keep a close eye on those things, and that's the first thing you see.
I mean, I have to say already that looks like a cleaner interface than what we're already using.
Yeah, and since you are so busy, right here, it can even tie up your calendar. Calendar, today's events, today's tasks. You can see it all right here on your home screen, and even the top deals of the week.
Will that update automatically?
That updates automatically.
Okay.
Everything on this updates automatically from day to day. You're not going to see it lagging, and it's going to be totally updated. So You can see it right then and there.
It looks like a pretty efficient program
Mm-hmm.
as far as the sales go. What other sections does it have to offer?
Yeah, so there is also this chatter.
Okay.
From what you mentioned about that you guys are just communicating with emails and hundreds of phone calls per day. There's a chatter feature where you can share an update. That's why I said that it's like social media, because you update it, and everybody in the company with this program can see what you updated.
Really?
And they can reply to it. You can have a poll, or you can have a question, and they can answer it. It's all in real time. It's all really easy to see and all really easy to use. As you can see, you just type in your question, and then people will answer.
Then in a media post, does it keep track of just one post at a time, or is it just like everything for the day, or can I go back and if I have a question from last week, can I still go see that? Or
you can go see that. You
Okay.
can just scroll and then take a look at it.
Okay, awesome.
And also here, there's service. You can manage the customer service. As you mentioned, you've lost some sales because the customers don't feel taken care of. With all the numbers and with all the accounts open, this really helps you manage the customer service, the accounts, and all the contacts.
Well, I mean, I have to say that's just really nice looking at that right there because, like I said, we're using these two separate systems, and I'm not trying to keep going back and forth to keep up with everything. I need something in one place like this.
Yeah.
So it's very nice to see.
Yeah, and up here you can see everything. You have the accounts right here, contacts, the different cases and the different reports. You have it all in one screen, so you can just take a look at it, around to find the information you're looking for.
That's really nice. So I can just click on an account and it'll immediately pull up all of their stats from previous accounts.
Yeah, you can go ahead and click around if you want.
Wow, that's really nice. Because we are just wasting so much time going back and forth. I mean, I can't imagine the productivity that we're going to have if we implemented a program like this.
Yeah, this will give you back the time that you've lost and more. And some, because this just increases productivity. Like I told you about power tools. They were just making better decisions because they had all the information, the accurate information, all in one place.
I mean, yeah, 30 hours a week from outside sales and that's just unheard of from our side because we're definitely not used to that right now. And, like I said earlier, 8% loss really hurts, and we just need something to keep up with.
Yeah. So I know that you said you only had, 20 minutes, so I would like to share with you the price
Okay.
of everything. So how many people would you say need Salesforce?
Well, as you said earlier, we've grown to about 350 employees at this point, but I don't know, maybe around 300,
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. So the installation cost is $25,000. So you only pay that in the first year.
Okay.
After that, you don't have to pay that. And it's $175 per person per month. You can see the numbers right here. $175 per person. And as you said, it would be 300 people, so that's about $52,100. So for the first year, it's $655,000.
Okay, with the installation.
With the installation fee. After that, it's just $630.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's definitely, it's not a lot of money compared to how much we're losing. I think that there are definitely, my colleagues would be willing to buy into this because paying a little over $500,000 compared to losing close to 40, it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. At least that's what I'm thinking right now.
For sure.
Well, considering the time and the money that we've been losing, I really don't think that that's that much money to spend compared to, almost $40 million a year. So we definitely need to look into this program more.
Yeah, for sure. And we can talk about it again with, the different people that take, these decisions, that make these decisions as well. So, we can sign in advance and we can set up a time to meet next week.
I would definitely be willing to meet again. I know that some of my colleagues would, want to see the program too in person. So I'm trying to think of what time is best. I know we met at like 10 a.m. today. I can probably do the same time next week.
Okay.
Does Wednesday work?
Wednesday works perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, Wednesday works perfectly. Okay, so here, you could get you signed.
Do you have a pen?
Here you are.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay.
Well,
thank you so much for meeting with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for showing me the program.
No, for sure. I know that it will definitely help a lot. And if you have any questions, like I said, you have my personal email and my personal phone. So you can call me with any questions or with anything that we didn't touch on.
Well, thank you for meeting again.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too.